Did you know that nearly 70% of employees say they struggle to manage conflict effectively? Shocking, right? Despite this, conflict is a normal part of working life. In fact, a study from the Harvard Business Review found that teams spend about 2.5 hours per week dealing with conflicts, an astonishing $359 billion lost in productivity each year. Conflict doesn't have to be a disaster. Instead, it can be a powerful tool for growth and teamwork. Great leaders know how to navigate this tricky terrain without tearing their teams apart. They turn tensions into opportunities, fostering trust and collaboration along the way. In this video, we'll explore unique strategies that leaders can use to handle conflict effectively. You'll learn how to embrace conflict as a chance for growth, the importance of emotional intelligence, and why staying neutral is essential. We'll also discuss ways to maintain trust and create a culture that thrives on healthy conflict. Get ready to discover how to manage conflict without destroying your team. This journey will empower you to turn challenges into stepping stones for success. Chapter 1. The Conflict Catalyst: Turning Tension into Team Growth. Many leaders shy away from conflict, but great leaders see it differently. Instead of avoiding tension, they view it as a chance to push their teams forward. Conflict often brings hidden problems to the surface, making it a valuable tool for growth. According to a report by CPP Global, 85% of employees experience conflict, but it's how you handle it that makes or breaks a team. When leaders embrace conflict as an opportunity, they create a culture of openness. This openness leads to innovation and problem solving. Patrick Lencioni, in The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team, said, "Fear of conflict is almost always a sign of problems beneath the surface. So, addressing it head-on is key." A practical strategy for turning conflict into growth is by focusing on the issue, not the person. This separates emotions from facts. For example, instead of saying, "You're not contributing enough," say, "How can we better distribute the workload?" This keeps the discussion constructive and future-focused. Another powerful method is to encourage diverse viewpoints. Research from Cloverpop found that teams with diverse perspectives make decisions 60% faster. When conflict arises from differing opinions, it can lead to a more thorough evaluation of the situation. The takeaway? Conflict can be uncomfortable, but it's also a powerful tool for development. Leaders who see it as a catalyst for growth will build stronger, more resilient teams. Chapter 2. Emotionally Intelligent Leadership. Reading between the lines, emotionally intelligent leaders know how to navigate the murky waters of conflict. They don't just hear words, they listen to what's not being said. Emotional intelligence, EQ, plays a huge role in resolving tension. A study from TalentSmart found that EQ accounts for 58% of performance in all job types, making it essential for leadership. The first step is to be aware of your own emotions. Leaders can't manage conflict effectively if they're reacting emotionally themselves. Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, writes, "If your emotional abilities aren't in hand, if you don't have self-awareness, then no matter how smart you are, you're not going to get very far." Next, it's about reading the room. Pay attention to body language, tone of voice, and the energy in the room. If someone is disengaged or defensive, those are signs of deeper issues. Addressing these nonverbal cues can de-escalate a conflict before it gets worse. One effective strategy is to use reflective listening. This means repeating back what someone says to show understanding, like, "So, what I'm hearing is that you feel overwhelmed by your workload, right?" This technique not only shows empathy but also helps clarify any misunderstandings. It's also crucial to stay calm and composed. Studies show that people mirror the emotions of those around them. If a leader stays calm, the team is more likely to follow suit. And when emotions are under control, solutions can be found more easily. In short, emotional intelligence is a game changer in conflict resolution. Leaders who master it can resolve conflicts faster, with fewer hurt feelings, and greater team cohesion. Chapter 3. The Art of Neutrality. Balancing power without taking sides. When conflicts arise, a common mistake leaders make is taking sides too early. This can alienate team members and create deeper divisions. Great leaders know how to stay neutral and guide the discussion toward resolution. Staying neutral doesn't mean being indifferent, it means being fair. The key to neutrality is active listening. Make sure both sides feel heard. A study from MIT found that when people feel heard, they are 40% more likely to collaborate. You don't have to agree with both parties, but acknowledging their points will go a long way in easing tension. It's also important to clarify the issue. Often, conflicts stem from misunderstandings. Leaders should ask open-ended questions to get to the root of the problem. For example, can you explain why you feel this way? This invites both sides to present their perspective without feeling judged. One powerful technique is reframing the problem. When emotions run high, the real issue can get lost. Reframe the situation by focusing on the shared goal, like, how can we make sure this project succeeds? This shifts the focus from personal grievances to team success. Being neutral also means avoiding assumptions. Don't assume you know who's right or wrong based on past performance or personal biases. Even subtle favoritism can damage trust within a team. The goal is to act as a mediator, guiding the conversation toward a fair resolution. In conclusion, neutrality is a skill that can save teams from unnecessary division. By listening actively, clarifying the issue, and staying unbiased, leaders can manage conflict without destroying relationships. If you're finding this content valuable, don't forget to subscribe. Join us for more insights on effective leadership. Chapter 4. Clarity over chaos. Mastering difficult conversations. Leaders often face tough conversations during conflicts. These moments can make or break a team's dynamic. When handled poorly, confusion spreads, and trust weakens. But when leaders master the art of clear, direct communication, they can guide their teams through challenges without chaos. One critical strategy is to be clear about the purpose of the conversation. According to Crucial Conversations by Patterson, Grenny, and Macmillan, start with heart means ensuring that everyone understands the goal. Whether it's about resolving a misunderstanding or setting new expectations, clarity up front helps everyone stay focused. A simple way to stay clear is to avoid jargon or overly complex language. Research from the Journal of Business Communication shows that people remember only 25% of what they hear in stressful situations. Keeping language simple ensures that key points stick. Another tactic is to stay solution-focused. Instead of getting bogged down in past mistakes, shift the conversation to, what can we do to fix this? This not only reduces blame but also fosters collaboration. As famed leadership coach Marshall Goldsmith says, what got you here won't get you there. Leaders should also avoid letting emotions cloud their message. When emotions run high, clarity goes out the window. A study published in Harvard Business Review found that conversations held in emotionally neutral tones are 31% more productive than emotionally charged ones. Lastly, summarize and confirm next steps. At the end of the conversation, make sure everyone is on the same page by repeating the agreed upon actions. This avoids any misunderstandings and keeps the momentum moving forward. In summary, tough conversations don't have to lead to chaos. By being clear, focusing on solutions, and staying emotionally composed, leaders can turn difficult conversations into productive, team-building moments. Chapter 5. Preventing battle scars. Maintaining trust in turbulent times. Trust is the backbone of any strong team, especially during conflict. Yet, it's easy for trust to be shattered if conflicts are mishandled. As a leader, your job is to ensure that even in the heat of disagreement, trust remains intact. The first step to maintaining trust is transparency. A study by PwC found that 87% of employees want their leaders to be transparent. This means not hiding information or playing favorites during conflicts. When people know that you're being upfront, they are more likely to feel secure. Another strategy is to be accountable as a leader. If you make a mistake in how you handle a conflict, own it. Brené Brown, in her book Dare to Lead, emphasizes that vulnerability is not weakness. Showing vulnerability by admitting when you're wrong strengthens trust. It's also important to encourage team members to speak up. Teams that don't feel safe expressing their thoughts will harbor resentment. A Gallup poll found that employees who feel their opinions matter are 4.6 times more likely to feel empowered to perform at their best. Creating a psychologically safe environment is crucial. According to research by Google's Project Aristotle, the top factor in successful teams is psychological safety, where team members feel safe to take risks and voice concerns. Leaders should create this atmosphere by fostering open dialogue and showing that mistakes won't be punished. Lastly, consistency is key to trust. If your approach to conflict changes based on the people involved, trust will erode. Treat every team member equally, and don't play favorites. Being consistent shows that your leadership is fair and dependable. In conclusion, maintaining trust during conflict requires transparency, accountability, and psychological safety. By focusing on these elements, leaders can ensure their teams emerge stronger, not scarred. Thank you for joining us on this journey through effective conflict management. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into leadership and team success. Together, we can transform the way we handle conflict.